Hello and welcome to Up the Turnpike, your source for New York Islanders content both here on YouTube and over on Patreon, where we have our podcast twice a week. That's patreon.com/uptheturnpike. In this video, what we're doing is we're looking or reacting to Rick DiPietro's advice for Ilya Sorokin now that we know Sorokin did indeed have off-season surgery. So as you're probably well aware at this point, not only did we have the rumors that Ilya Sorokin might be battling something, but that battling something was off-season back surgery. Head coach Patrick Roy recently discussed that Ilya Sorokin had off-season back surgery. Now, what that surgery was, how invasive it was or not, remains to be discussed. Probably will never be discussed. It might not be any of our business anyways. But he had back surgery. He seems fine. And when I say fine, like regular you or I fine type of thing. Is he okay to play is another question altogether. Now, he was at the charity, the poker event recently. He is apparently skating, and even Lou Lamoriello has said he's fine enough to, he's going to participate in camp. He might miss a few days. So that's where we know where Ilya Sorokin is at in terms of his health, how healthy he is to return to the ice. But if there's anyone who knows anything about being a goalie for the New York Islanders and battling injuries, it's Rick DiPietro. And so New York Post's Ethan Sears caught up with Rick DiPietro for an exclusive and really put it to him saying, like, if you had any advice for Ilya Sorokin because you check all those three boxes, what would that advice be? And our man Rick said, if I were to advise him, I would say to get 100%. Now, to you or I, that might sound like no doy. Yeah, if I'm going to go back to work, back to playing hockey, I'm going to be 100%. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But we're talking about hockey players here. And hockey players routinely play at not 100%. You've seen it at the end of every year. There's like a laundry list of injuries, broken legs, broken arms, missing toes or teeth or anything. These guys routinely don't play at 100%. And so when Rick says, get back to 100%, that's what he's saying. He's not making it out to be you or I. Obviously, he's putting it to Ilya Sorokin, a fellow goalie. Get to 100%, because routinely hockey players don't do that. Now, for any normal hockey player, that might be good advice. But for a player who plays for Lou Lamoriello, I don't think that that's necessary advice. Now, I'm not shooting Rick down for saying it. That is good advice in and of itself. I'm just adding extra context to this, is that Ilya Sorokin plays for Lou Lamoriello. And if Lou Lamoriello is famous for saying anything, it's basically for saying, if you have time, take it. The Islanders have time for Ilya Sorokin to get to 100%, as Rick said it, and they're going to take it. The Islanders always do that. Remember when Ryan Pulock got injured and Lou was like, it's going to be like 4 weeks, turned into like 3 months? Because they want to make sure their guys get back to 100%. That is very much a Lou Lamoriello thing. Take the time you need to get back to 100% before you even get back on the ice. He ain't about re-aggravating injuries. Now, I'm not saying that that's never going to happen under Lou Lamoriello, because I feel like Adam Pelech may have done that at one point. May have. But there's something in my brain that's like, I don't think it was necessarily a re-aggravation of an old injury in so much as it was maybe a new injury type of thing. But so getting back to 100% isn't going to be a problem for Ilya Sorokin. Not just because it's the offseason and he can take time. There's no games. There's no real stress about getting back to the crease. But he plays for a general manager and president of hockey operations that just is not going to play around with something like this. Specifically when it comes to his number one goalie. He's not going to play around with it. He's just not. The Islanders not only have time because we're in training camp, but because the first portion of the season is slow as molasses in January. If I can bring up their schedule, you'll see exactly what I mean by there's just not a lot's going on in the first couple of weeks. I'm going to pull up their schedule here for the 23-24 season, and you'll see what I'm talking about here. So we got training camp. We're going to skip to October. Flip that monitor. So regular season starts here on the 8th. The 8th of October is when the NHL regular season begins. Obviously not for the Islanders. They start 2 days later. Already, bonus. They start 2 days after the fact. But then you've got that one game against Utah, 2 days, and you got another game against Dallas, 2 days Colorado, 3 days St. Louis, and then 2 days at home in Montreal. Like, there's some big breaks there between some of these games to start the year. Minimum 2 days between most of these games. So Ilya Sorokin has a lot of time to get healthy before, like, we get into the thick of things of the regular season. The Islanders have a lot of time to get their goalie back to 100, as Rick DiPietro said. So I don't think that this is going to be an issue whatsoever. Ilya Sorokin is going to easily be able to listen to Rick's advice, even if he isn't necessarily listening to Rick's advice. Thank you for watching. Thank you for following, and we'll catch you later. Oh, don't forget to subscribe. Boom, hit that subscription button, please. Thank you. Bye.